So I love that our I Can Read Without You preschool group are still discovering how we're mapping phonemes to graphemes, and went to the zoo and saw koala and was thinking, how would that map if we did a monster routine? Would think koala, okay, koala, I'm actually going to circle it like they used to with the visual prompt chart. Koala, 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 saying it over the board. K-O-R-A, koala. K-O-R-A, koala. Play it. K-O-R-A, koala. K-O-R-A, koala. K-O-R-A, koala. And then putting the monsters on. So monster, monster O, monster R. Oh, where's my R? Well, that's annoying. Right, so I'll use the Miss Emma one. We use the Miss Emma one when we're playing games to see what sound could it be and all sorts of things. So I can't find my monster R. It must be on the floor somewhere. So K, R, O, K, sorry, K, O, R, O, R. Okay, so do we do the schwa or we're going to do the Now when we're doing this, because we're going koala and we're thinking of the sound there, we're going to overpronounce it and use but actually it's going to be the schwa, isn't it? If we said koala bear, we don't go koala bear, so it's the schwa. So koala, and this is why we stop here, because this is when we have a lot of discussion. So a lot of the children will say, well, I say koala, ooh. They might say, uh-oh, they might say I use an ooh, koala, koala, etc. So they have all those discussions. So that's why this part of the monster routine is so important. Now, if you're then looking it up, you will see the phonetic symbols. Can you see the phonetic symbols? So the phonetic symbols, if you look it up, will link with, let me show you the monsters. This is why it's so important to come to training and find out about the phonetic symbols. You know, people think coming to training, to the new I Can Read Without You training, is just about teaching your child to read and spell before they start school. It's not. It's understanding how to check the mapping and phonemes to graphemes. So K, it will show the K, it will show the O, it will show the R, it will show the R. This is our speech sound monster bank that you have in your classroom or your home or your early years room. K-O-R-O, because none of this is yet about phonics. This is all just phonemic awareness, and this is stuff we're doing with 3 and 4, 5-year-olds easily. So we've got our O. So the phonetic symbols, some said, oh, I don't want to have the phonetic symbols on there because they look too much like letters and they're going to confuse. But as long as you're doing the activities without them, and you're saying to the children, these are just the pictures of the sounds, because we don't know what these, you know, letters don't make sounds. Letters just represent sounds in certain words. We don't know until we see the words. So like when we're thinking of the K, that's the bit that's confusing for me, because that K, that looks like a K. What we want really is the phonetic symbol to look nothing like letters, for them to look at that and think, oh, I'm not sure, what is that? Whereas these are the confusing ones. So we've got K, O, R, O, and then the schwa, and the schwa, that's sort of a backwards upside down E. So when you look at the phonetic symbol for koala, with how the King does it, how Miss Emma does it, so the spelling code that's based on, you know, the university recognised way that we map phonemes to graphemes, even if it's not the way you speak. So this is the spelling code. So this is what you're learning about when you come to training. O-R-O-R. So of course, when we're then thinking in the monster routine of the pictures of the sounds, what's the picture for K in the word koala? Well, it looks like that, depending on how you draw them. Remember that often when you do letter formation, that's going to be different than when they actually look at it in a word. Koala. Okay, so koala. So koala. That's the O. Oh, and think of the confusion there. That is its letter name. But it's actually not. It's just representing the sound koala. and then the R, which is the A. And remember, in the first part of phonics, and in fact a lot of phonics programs wouldn't even show the children that as A is a representation for the R sound. Imagine if you're doing something like, you know, Jolly Phonics, whatever, and they're looking at, oh, at, that's great, it looks brilliant. And it's great when the children are spelling words like, you know, nat, pan, etc., because they can use these and they can spell them, and that's what we do in our first phase. And then, of course, it's nice and easy that it leads up to per-atant, pant, per-atant, pant. Oh, look, so that's how the sounds translate on paper. And that part's easy and straightforward. However, the English language isn't. So if the children go to the farm and see koala, how are you going to explain, if you're using something like Jolly Phonics, whatever, how are you going to explain that the at A in the word represents the R sound and that A in the word represents the schwa? I don't think, do Jolly Phonics even talk about the schwa? They never used to. I did a whole critique of the programme, and that was one of the things that, you know, was missing. The children weren't exploring the schwa from preschool. So then we've got all, which is common for that representation for all, and then we've got R. So again here we've got two A's, two letter A's, and neither of them represent the A that we're looking at in this first level, in the first code level, when we're looking at things like ant, ant. That A represents the A, but in this word it doesn't, does it? So that's why this exploration, this structured exploration is so important, because it's showing the children in this word that A there is a picture for the R sound. In this word here, that A there is the picture for the schwa sound. So that's why it's so important, and that's why our children are exploring this when they're 3 and 4 year olds. So, you know, this is why they read and spell so quickly and easily. It's not just your bog standard phonics. Oh, so this is the monster routine, koala, and this is something that Spencer was exploring with his mummy at the farm. The reason I stopped there is because what we're doing with the children all the time is koala, is thinking, I just thought farm. Let's code map it. Oh, nice letter formation, Miss Emma. Farm, farm. There's another picture just there, the AR. That's another picture, isn't it, for the R? So that if I was talking about farm, I'd say, oh, that's an R. So there's the A in that word representing the R. Let's have a look. And that's another one, because look, there. So that is one that you're going to look at because it's on the outside of the cloud. But this is one that we've already explored, and we're 4 years old. Come to training. I can read without you.